From some of the best action moments to incredible characters and even better narratives, Chicago Fire has it all. But even though season 11 is still airing, at least at the time of making this video, fans are eager for another season. Let's talk about it. Starting with, will there even be a season 12? One of the biggest questions that fans have had ever since the 11th season started premiering is if the show is going to continue after it. I mean, it makes sense that they'd be eager for any kind of news about it. But sadly, NBC still hasn't updated fans about the show's future, despite it being one of their best shows. Not just that, but the last time they updated fans was back in 2020. They told fans they'd get 3 more seasons. Could you expect something similar this time? Again, it's one of their best shows at the moment, so it's very likely.
Hey, Mouch.
Hey.
Do you know who this is?
Sure, it's Don Ramsey.
Who's Don Ramsey?
Well, he used to be a big shot at headquarters, king of the pencil pushers. Then he left the CFD to go into politics.
He's a politician?
But you see, there's been a lot of silence from the official teams, and because of that, a lot of people have started to speculate about whether there's even going to be one. Not just that, but they claim the main reason for this could be because they're still trying to figure out where to take the show, or they could just be giving it the time that it needs. But honestly, they've given you a fantastic show for 11 seasons. It's next to impossible to keep it as good for so long. The fact that they've managed to do it for this long is incredible in and of itself. So whether or not it does get renewed for a new season, even though I think and hope that it will, it might just be for the best. The last thing any of you want is a new season that's just bad. But if there's another season, what could it be about? Here's a brief recap for any of you who might not know what the show's story is usually like. For the most part, the show talks about the story of a bunch of rescue personnel, firefighters, and paramedics. All of them are based in Chicago.
Hey, Lieutenant, you got a second?
No, that won't work either. She's got a chemo appointment then. I just want to make sure that she can see the oncologist before her next dose. Yeah, I can hold, yeah. Hey, Ryder, what's up?
Don't worry about it. You got your hands full.
And from the division called Firehouse 51, that's led by none other than Chief Wallace Bowden. As they put their lives on the line to figure out how to save everyone, you end up getting a look into much more than their professional life. That's right, it's also full of some incredibly deep and personal stories from their lives. Now, while there isn't any more news about what Season 12 could be about, it's highly likely that they end up using the same formula that you've been seeing on repeat for a few years. Of course, the beloved Firehouse 51 is going to come back, along with characters that you adore, since each season has a new story that's almost entirely disconnected from the one before it. There's really no way to guess what they have in mind, though it's to be noted that some aspects of the show do carry on to other seasons at times. Could that be the case this time too? They're still going to be trying to save as many lives as possible. All the while, they're dealing with a bunch of personal drama. And you know what? I'm there for it. On the other hand, how many episodes can you expect from a new season? All you have to go on for this one are just speculations once again, which is made harder by the fact that it's never had a set number of episodes. So there's not a lot to go off of in the end. But generally, the show tends to go for over 20 episodes sometimes, and especially more recently. They've been shorter than that, but not by a lot. So it's fair to assume that you're going to get around 16 to 18 episodes at the very least. But ultimately, all of that depends on just how good Season 11 does. Ratings of that season could end up changing how much budget and how much more is allocated toward the show in the future. But when could it come out? With Season 11 about to come to an end, at least at the time of making this video.
Well, I liked one of his Instagram posts, and he liked one of mine.
Hey, what's up, 51?
Manso, you're our floater.
I thought you transferred over to O'Hare.
Oh, not yet, but my name's still in the running. Keeping the faith.
Must be competitive.
Only 3 calls a week. Who wouldn't want that?
Fans are, of course, already asking when they can get more. While there might not be any kind of official news out there yet about when it could possibly come out, there's a lot that could hint towards its possible release period, if not the exact date. Assuming that they'll start working on the new season once all 22 episodes of the current season are out, you can expect to see it on your screen sometime around the end of 2024, or even the start of 2025. Of course, keeping in mind all of the lengthy processes that come with filming a show this good, though there's more than enough time for you to go and re-watch all the previous seasons to really get in a good mindset for the new one. With that said, another huge question has been about the trailer. The show hasn't been officially renewed yet, so there isn't a trailer out for it either. But keep your hopes high. That could change in the span of a moment. And the next thing you know, there's finally some good news. That reminds me, here's the cast for it. Once again, there's no official information about the cast, but it's been more or less the same for a long time. So I doubt that they go off and change anyone, especially since the actors in those roles have turned into some of the most loved ones in TV history. Not just that, but fans can't imagine anyone else playing them. By them, of course, I mean the characters. It's pretty obvious that if season 12 does happen, they're going to be in it. That includes Jesse Spencer playing the iconic Matthew Casey and Taylor Kinney playing none other than Kelly Severide. Not just that, but you've also got Monica Raymond as Gabriella Dawson, Lauren German's Leslie Elizabeth Shea, and even Charlie Barnett's Peter Mill. Alongside them are Christopher Herman's David Eigenberg, Wallace Bowden's Amon Walker, and Joe Manoso's Joe Cruz. And finally, I can't forget about Randy Flagler's Cap. With a cast this incredible under its belt, the future of the show looks incredible.
Here we go. So I've had the opportunity to review all of the case materials, statements, incident reports, and security footage from the bridge. And the bottom line is, I don't see sufficient cause to recommend disciplinary action or to refer the matter to any other agency.
And finally, how have fans reacted to Season 11? You might be wondering why that's important, or how that's relevant to this video. Well, if fans aren't happy with the ongoing season, it greatly affects your chances of getting another one. But there's finally some good news. Fans are loving the show, and it's got a pretty solid rating over the internet. There's no reason for them to end it just after 11 seasons. In fact, fans are basically begging for more of the show. Not just that, but it's got a pretty solid 8 out of 10 rating on IMDb, along with a staggering 92% audience approval on Google, with a bunch of people even claiming that it might just be the best season, or at least one of the best that the show has to offer. If anything, they might have just set expectations too high for a new season. Could that be why they haven't officially confirmed anything yet? Are they just waiting till it's actually up to standard before announcing it?
No. You got the paperwork for that ring?
That ring was
You bought it from a minor. Which is illegal in the state of Illinois, but I'm pretty sure you already knew that.
Look, the kid was desperate. I was trying to do her a favor, you know?
You're a real hero.
Whatever the case may be, here's hoping that it does actually come out. You can already trust the show's creators not to let fans down, so thankfully, there's nothing to worry about on that end. And that's been a look into everything that you need to know about Chicago Fire Season 12.